So lots of people think that it is wrong when you're in a position to not always let the trade play out, not let yourself get taken out of your stop. And there's this myth that you have to take a lot of pain in certain trades. And there were actually two examples where I felt uncomfortable in trades, and we've talked about them a little bit, and I either got lighter or got flat two particular trades. And so the takeaway from the short video is it's perfectly okay if you're trading and you feel uncomfortable to just sort of get out of a position. And in fact, I would argue that when you go and you crunch your trading stats, when you go to like TraderView and you see where you're making money, lots of times you'll find that you're making money when you actually do feel most comfortable. And lots of times you'll find that you can eliminate those trades where you remember, I didn't really feel so great about that particular trade. And so Nick and I were in this guild yesterday, right? It gapped down, had a little bit of a fight on the open, and then it started to trend a little bit down in the morning, and we got short. You know, we were playing off that 97 level, kind of failed from that 97, started to roll over. The momentum was definitely to the downside, right? But it wasn't going down the way that we expected it to. It got below that 96.80 level, and we thought it would move a certain way, and it wasn't. And I think around that 96.10, even 70 cents lower, Nick, than we started getting in, both of us were like, why is this thing not weaker? A big buyer stepped in at 96.10, which was really weird. Why is a $97 stock like Guild, why aren't they even doing most of the buying at the whole number? You know, why is somebody stepping in at 10 cents? That's odd. And so we didn't like the down move. We didn't like this buyer stepping in at 10 cents. It felt like all risk. It felt like all risk. It was still that time period where price discovery, we talk about the first 45 minutes are price discovery. So we weren't subverting a trend short. We were really subverting a momentum trade on the open, right? It just didn't feel right. And so we got out of most of it in the 20s and waited for the stock to move up and see what would happen. And that thought that I'm uncomfortable, let me take it off, really saved us giving back a lot of open profit in that play. That doesn't always happen. There are plenty of times when you cut it off. There are sometimes when you cut it off and the stock goes much lower and you sort of kick yourself. But it's okay to understand, it's okay to feel I'm uncomfortable and make a trade decision. And I had the same thought in this Fox A today. I thought it was looking really great. Is it that 33 level that fights on the open? That 33 level has a little bit of fight, and I think you were even talking about how you shorted from there and you saw there was a big seller there, that 33, right? And then it started to roll over on the open and we got short, and then I really thought the momentum was to the downside when it got below that 32.73-ish area, and we really started to lay into it, and then it didn't go down. We were expecting when it got below that 32.72-ish area for it to move away from price, go find lows of day below 50 cents, and that didn't happen. It looked like a market-making program to me. And the other thing about that Fox A that I just don't like stocks that are slow. I don't like stocks that like go down 15 cents and come back up 15 cents, and then go down 10 cents and come up 10 cents, and then go down 20 cents and come up. I want stocks like UA today, where when that got below VWAP and that failed at VWAP, what happened? It went down $1.60, and it went down fast. I feel like for me, and that's not the only stocks to trade, but for me, those are the types of stocks that I want to trade. And so I'm sitting there in that Fox A, and I'm not just being a wuss about the short position. This is not a good trade for me. I don't like the way it's moving. And so I want to, at a minimum, lighten up. I know that when I go and I look at my trading stats that I'm not going to make a lot of money in these plays. Even if this thing finds a way to trickle down a little bit lower, I'm just not going to make a lot of money in this. It's frustrating. I don't like the way it's trading. I know that I'm going to make a lot of money in the UAs of the world, and I got to focus on that. And so when you go and you look back at the end of your month, you got to understand your strengths, and you should know, and you said this yesterday, Merritt, which is, you talk about how certain stocks have different characteristics. Well, certain trades you make money in have certain characteristics, and you want to understand your strengths. I'm a little bit more active as a trader. I'm a little bit more, I'm perhaps less patient than other people. I want to play. And other people are calm and are calmer than me and like things slower. They want to be able to see certain setups. And I remember when we first started SMB, there was an experienced trader that we hired. He didn't like to trade anything that moved too much. He traded these like penny by penny by penny by penny by penny by penny by penny stocks that would just go, and he was great at them. He would find something on the long side and the thing would go up, every hour it would go up 5 cents. And I would just and he would just trade these stocks, and I would look at them, I'd be like, this is just, I can't even watch the risk monitor. And not only can I trade the stock, I couldn't even watch it on the risk monitor. And so you sort of understand your strengths. And I don't like stocks like that. I don't like a penny by penny by penny, because what I think happens a lot of times is I just can't stand being 20 cents in the money that's taken 2 hours, and then in like 2 ticks, it wipes out all of my gain. I was actually trading that in yesterday, Sony, and I was in the money, 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 in the money for a half an hour, and then in 1 second I was like break even, if not negative. In 1 second, it just went whoosh right down. And so you'll see that. You'll see that. Being uncomfortable and recognizing that is fine, and making trade decisions when stocks don't fit your eye is fine. That's not the same thing as a lack of conviction in your best trades. That's not the same thing. And you'll learn, you'll make a lot more money if you can cut certain things that are just not worth it. Okay? All right, thanks.